That's the Deslondes performing Hold On Liza, the opening track from their new album Roll It Out. Here is founding member Riley Downing at home, recovering from a visit to the dentist, to tell us about the new album and the band's new drummer, Howe Pearson.
He was in New Orleans. He was pretty active in a bunch of different groups. Our other drummer, Cameron, he just he got burned out on touring, but there's no hard feelings or animosity. He just didn't want to travel that much anymore.
Fair enough.
But we got really lucky with Howe. He did a kind of a trial tour with us, for us, and probably for him as well. And then he just fit in so good, and such an easygoing, good guy to be around, and could harmonize as well.
Nice.
We asked if he wanted to join the band, and we were very excited when he said yes.
Nice. Did you did you have to go through like an auditioning process and all that baloney?
We joked with him about a bunch of rituals that don't even exist. No, he slid in where he fit in, and he's just a great guy to have out on the road with you.
Now, I assume he's not on the record because this is a fairly recent.
No, he is.
He is. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
He's got two original songs of his own as well, which was a nice addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulled his weight right off the bat.
Okay, which two are his? Because I've listened to the record, but I don't have like writing credits and all that stuff, so I don't know.
The I Don't Want to Go Out Tonight one.
Right.
I can't remember what that's called, and I'll Do It. Those are his.
Oh, I'll Do It. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And thank goodness that the songs were up to snuff. It would have been awkward if they weren't.
Yeah, it would have stuck out. No, he fit right in, and it's pretty great to just have him right in there with everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise, the bunch of you guys have been together for quite a while, and it's like 15 plus years or so. And
yeah,
everybody writes and sings. So you must have kind of developed a process, probably unspoken, about how you make decisions about whose songs, you sing, somebody else sings your songs, and vice versa. So it must get fairly interactive.
Yeah, but we're pretty open to any ideas or anybody trying to do anything. So he fit that process. He fit right in on that. Yeah, everybody in the band writes. Even JJ, our lead instrumentalist, you won't really hear him singing as much as you'll hear him playing, but he also writes songs as well.
Right. And you recorded at the same place you always do in Nashville. Was it called the Bomb Shelter with the same producer? Yep. So how do you guys keep it fresh? You seem to like that scenario. Do you think about that?
Yeah, he's kind of unofficially the sixth member of the band. He's been there with us this whole time. So, but he's good at keeping us on our toes and keeping it interesting. And he's just got so many ideas, and he knows his gear better than anybody else. He's been doing analog recording since he was 13. So he's his own electrician. He's his own, and he can fix and work on anything.
Okay. All right. And one track I kind of wanted to touch on was Go Out Tonight. It's got a kind of New Orleans 50s Zydeco feel, all those things. So it's interesting how you managed to mix all that in one song.
There's nothing wrong with staying home. There's nothing wrong with being alone. So why am I turning out the light? Why am I going out tonight?
Yeah, we're definitely not stuck in one genre. We always, when people ask what kind of music you play, unfortunately you just have to say Americana, but
yeah.
But no, we love it all. And that's one of Howe's songs as well.
All right. And there's another one, Pour Another Round. It sounds like a good fun, but horns and everything. So those production touches, are those, how do they come about?
I'm
Sam and has helped work on a bunch of records in New Orleans, and JJ does a lot of session work as well. And Dane and Howe actually play in a lot of different New Orleans groups. But that band, Tuba Skinny, is kind of infamous for just being a ragtag old jazz band that plays jug music and the blues. And that was Sam's idea to add them onto that song, which I thought was pretty appropriate. Yeah.
Man, the rain's pouring down. Can you hear it hitting my roof?
No, I can't. I got a fan on right now.
Okay. I'm like, oh, it feels like I'm in the deluge. You covered JJ Cale. That's cool. Drifter's Wife. How did that come about? He's got quite a few to choose from.
Roll it out, roll it in. I guess I'm on the road again. But a drifter's life is a drifter's wife. Don't you tell me how I told you so.
Well, that song, we played that as our closing song for years.
Right.
And it was kind of a crowd sing-along. Definitely a more stripped down, slower version than JJ Cale's version.
Right.
And people would always ask if there's a recording of that or any way they could hear that, and we didn't have one. So we thought it'd be fitting to just put that towards the end of the album.
Right. Okay. All right. And so is it Grand Junction, you sing it, but it's written by one of the other guys in the band. Is that right?
Yeah. John James, the lead instrumentalist. Like I said, he writes a lot, and he can sing good too, but he mostly just does that around the campfire.
I saw a man die in Grand Junction. In Colorado was his fate. By the hands of a bad man. Eyes as wide as dinner place. The Moab River in the moonlight, under a spell and a bad sign. Seen more than I could ever tell you, or conjure up inside my mind.
When we got together making this record and other records in the past, if John has a song that he wants somebody to sing, we'll all take a shot at it.
Right.
Or vice versa, if there's a harmonica part, we all might try it, but whoever
there is a harmonica part on Grand Junction. Who's playing that?
I'm guessing Sam on that one. I can't remember. I'd have to go.
Who knows? Yeah. Nice harmonies too. Do those come naturally, or do you have to work at it?
Strangely enough, we've done it so long that they're definitely a lot more natural. Some of the guys that sing in the higher ranges have to work at it a little bit more than I do, but
right.
I'm stuck in baritone world, so I don't really have to do that much.
Right. Just get up in the morning and it's there, right?
Yeah. Especially after I drink some coffee.
There you go. Yeah. I used to do radio, and I was on Sunday mornings, and it was the later I stayed up Saturday night, the better I sounded Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Grand Junction, it's kind of a train song, but not a traditional one. What can you, I know you didn't write it, but I'm sure you have some insights.
Yeah. I think that's just John James. He says it's his last train song.
Right.
We've just seen a lot of people romanticize that whole ideal or way of living, and sometimes it's not romantic, it's just not that kind of hard traveling's not as sweet as it sounds. And I think he was just kind of over people romanticizing it, and that's what at least how he explained it to me.
Gotcha. Have you been train hopping at all?
When I was younger, I did a little bit, but I got over it pretty quick. I preferred, once I joined the band, I preferred riding in a van and
right.
actually having something to do when I got to a city instead of just sitting out in the woods.
Yep.
Drinking cheap beer.
Yes. Yeah. And I see, hold on, Lisa. Is it Liza or Lisa?
Liza.
Liza opens the album, and that's the song that's kind of been around for a while.
Hold on, Liza, Liza, hold on. Hold on, Liza, Liza, hold on. Hold on, Liza, tighter, hold on. Hold on, Liza, need
I wrote that one a long time ago, and I think during that era we were all just would hang out around the campfires a lot more, and just you always would show whoever you were hanging out with something you were working on, and I wrote that one and played it for a little bit, but it never really came of anything. And then when we started making this record, I think it was JJ was like, "Hey, you know, let's drag that one back out in the light and see what we can do with it." So yeah, my songs on here are actually fairly older,
Right.
But I'm excited. Dane Cutler, our other singer, had usually only had 1 or 2 songs on the record.
Yep.
And he's got a lot more on this record, which I'm actually really happy about, because
Oh, cool.
he's one of my favorite songwriters in the band. So it's nice to see him get some more on the album.
It sounds like a very supportive environment. Has it always been that way, or did it kind of have to get there?
It kind of had to get there. The older we got, the more we just realized being a band 15 years, you experience so much together, and you realize you probably won't really get to do that again with anyone else. And after just going through all the ups and downs, I think we're at a good point now where we try to keep each other up as much as we can.
Right.
We can still growl at each other a little bit, but it's pretty short lived.
Right. Well, it's kind of easy to want to compare you with the band. There's 5 of you, and you have that kind of feel and vibe. And in fact, Hold On, Lisa sounds a little bit like The Weight. But the band kind of did the opposite way. They were all together at the beginning of their career, and then they kind of fell apart because they weren't that supportive of each other. Have you kind of looked to them and other bands as kind of a template on how to be or not to be?
I mean, it's definitely a huge compliment to be compared to them.
Sure.
Obviously, we look up to them, but the stuff they did with Bobby Charles later in his life is some of my favorite recordings.
I think I have the record back there.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I think we're just getting older and wiser, and just trying to just get along and keep doing this as much as we can.
Cool. And I should talk about the song that you released. They have a video, "Take Me Back," with the vintage footage and all that. Is that all authentic, or has somebody made the footage look like it's ancient?
Take me back to the days they used to be, when the fish were all jumping and birds were laughing at me. For we trouble the waters and poison the deep blue sea. Take me back to the days they used to be.
No, that's all real footage. Our buddy Joshua Shoemaker from Alabama had documented a lot of our younger years and did a lot of music videos. And when we talked to him about that video, we didn't realize how much footage he actually does have.
Right. So
someday it'll be crazy to go back through all that stuff. But no, that's all real footage.
We got a program here where they've tried to they're shooting new footage and then trying to make it look like it was from the 80s or something. And it's kind of like, so there's this romanticized version of how things used to be in vintage this and that and the other thing, which is nice up to a point, but it's kind of lame too.
Yeah, I see a lot of that nowadays too. Or it's just history repeating itself too. Kids that didn't grow up in the 90s now, they're obsessed with 90s stuff. And
that is the big thing these days. Yeah, everybody's a little bit grunge.
Yeah. But I guess we're all kind of in that way too, like in our own favorite eras. Like my favorite era of music was post World War II, and 50s and early 60s kind of stuff. So I just love finding the obscure regional guys, because not everybody had opportunity to make an LP, or it just wasn't really part of the program for the small time bands.
Yeah. Do you have a personal favorite?
I mean, I'm kind of all over the place, but I love Jan Records out of Missouri. It has like a small rockabilly following.
Nice.
Kind of like Sun Records.
All righty. Well, we seem to be losing our connection here, so I'll try to wrap it up because it's getting
That's all right.
busted up. But hey, so you guys, have you ever played in Australia? I know you haven't been in New Zealand. Have you gotten down here at all?
We went to Australia once, and it was probably 10 years ago. But I'd love to go back.
Yeah, because they have the Byron Blues Festival. That's something you guys would fit into. And then you just jump across the pond to or as the ditch, as we call it here, to New Zealand, and off you go.
I mean, we would love the opportunity to do that. I would.
All right, sounds good. All right, well, I'll let you off the hook. Hopefully your tooth sounds like you're at least functioning, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'll be all right. I got
a couple of whiskeys might help it.
I got a few days before I have to play harmonica again, so I should be good.
All right. Thank you so much.
Nice talking to you. I hope
you too.
I can come visit you someday, and we can go through that record collection.
Come on down. If you enjoyed this episode of the 13th Floor's Music Talk series, please be sure to subscribe to the website or to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook or Instagram, and wherever you find your podcasts. There's a whole lot more to discover.